Hello, third graders. I'm so happy to see you today. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to teach you a little bit about how to plant your cabbages and what's included in your kit that I sent you. So just to remind you guys, remember I'm Miss Jen. I work at the Land Trust in town, and I'm here teaching you about a lesson for the Salmon School Garden. I have two helpers today with me today. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves, or do you want me to introduce you?
Me.
Okay. Kian, do you want to go first? Want to say what your name is?
Kian.
All right, that's Kian, and this is Kincaid, and they're going to kind of show you how we plant cabbage seeds. Okay, so first, before we get started, so you should have picked up a packet from either Mr. Chinsky or Mrs. Centeno, and in that packet is all of the supplies that you need. So in here you'll find a bag of soil, you'll find a pot, you'll find your seeds, which are in a little pink container, and then you'll also find your cabbage growth journal, and then an instruction sheet that tells a little bit about what's going on. And this is probably best for if your parents or whoever's going to help you out planting these, maybe a big brother or sister or a grandma or grandpa, they can help read through the instructions with you or watch this video with you guys, just to help you guys get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to get things ready to plant. All right, so Kincaid and Kian, so the first thing we need to do to plant our cabbage seeds is we need to get our soil into our pots. Can you guys open up your baggies and pour it carefully into your pots? Nice job, that's great. There we go. You got that, Kian? Good pouring. Nice job. Yep, get it all dumped in there. It's okay if you make a little bit of a mess. All right, once you get it in there, all right, pat it down. Yep, pat it down. Kind of stick your fingers in there and pat it down tight. Yep, like this here, Kian, like this. You pat it down in there like that and really squish it down. Oh yeah, there you go, good job. All right, Kincaid, you pat yours down a little bit. You're patting yours, Kian? Okay, so if you notice, the soil is super dry right now, and so we want to water it just a little bit before we plant our seeds, just so the seeds don't wash away, because cabbage seeds are super duper tiny. Okay, Kincaid, do you want to start and pour a little bit of water into here? Now before you pour your water into your pot, you'll want to make sure that you have something underneath it so it doesn't make a huge mess in your house. What we used here are just some yogurt container lids, but you could use a plate, you could use a bowl, any kind of a little container. Here, Kincaid, do you want to stand up? Would that make this easier? All right, so add a little bit of water to that, and that's again just so that we can make the soil be a little bit wetter. Well, that's looking great. All right, Kian, do you want to do the same thing? It is sinking, isn't it? It's making all the soil, all the soil wet. All right, Kian, do you want to stand up and add some water to yours?
I'm gonna sit down.
You can do it sitting down? Okay. Well, that looks great. All right, that's probably good, bud. All right, let's see. Let's see if that looks good. Kincaid, do you want to kind of squish that down and see if that seems like that's going to be moist enough for your cabbage?
Ew.
That's looking pretty good.
Whoa.
Does it seem wet? Kian, do you want to do the same thing? Oh, yeah. Can you squish yours down a little bit more? Yep, squish it down. Okay, so now that our soil is a little bit wet, we can grab our cabbage seeds. So this is what your seed packets. They're in a little pink Post-it note, and it says seeds on them. All right, Kincaid, why don't we get you to go first?
Yeah.
So in here you can feel the little seeds inside of there. So make sure you're not going to cut the seeds. Do you feel the seeds, Kincaid? Can you feel them in there?
I can feel one. One right here.
Yep, there's two.
Right here.
Yeah, so do you want to cut one of the ends where there is no seed?
Two right here.
Do you feel them right there? Okay, put them under your fingers. Okay, so now you can kind of open that up a little bit like this. Up. Or you can even tear it too. Let's see if we can tear it and get the seed. Let's look. Let's see if we can find that seed in there.
there two?
Yep, there should be two, at least two. There they are. They're little cabbage seeds. We can't drop them. They're super careful. So what you need to do after you get your seed, so Kincaid, you want to make a hole in there about a ½ inch, so about up to your first knuckle. That'll be good enough for how deep you have to plant it. So yep, just poke your finger in there up to your first knuckle. All right, that's perfect. And then you can dump your seeds into that little hole. How are you doing,
Both
Kian?
of them? Both of them?
Yep, both the seeds into the same hole. And you might want to just dump it in there so we don't drop them, or dump them into your hand. Either way. There's one. Where's the other guy? Oh, there it is. I see it. Oh, there it is. Ready? Okay, can you put those in your hole? Kian, did you make your hole yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. All right, pop those seeds in the hole, and then you cover up the seeds with your soil and just kind of pat it down a little bit. Patting it all down?
I only have one.
That's okay.
I lost one.
That's okay. All right, did you pat it down and cover it up?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. All right, that looks great. Okay, so now you've planted these. Now what you need to do is you have to find a sunny spot to put those where it's a little bit warm. A windowsill would be really good, or you know, during the day outside would be awesome too. Just find a good spot. Yeah, yours overflowed a little bit. That's okay. That's why even doing the planting outside is a really good idea, so we don't make a huge mess. Okay, so should we push these forward a little bit and get them out of the way? Here, Kincaid, I'll make you a little spot. Kian, do you want to push yours out of the way too?
I'll dump this out. Out from the concrete.
Yeah, just scoot it to the side. We'll make our work surface.
Can't
Okay.
even dump it on the concrete.
That works. Okay,
But it's dropped on me.
that's okay. All right, Kian, here, let's scoot that out of the way. All right, Kincaid, you want to come take a seat? So in your kit, like I mentioned before, is your cabbage growth journal. So inside here, so Kian, there's one for you and there's one for Kincaid. So you guys want to put your name on the front where it says name right there. Can you write your name, Kian? Can you write your name, Kincaid? All right, so you need to put your name on the front of your journal. And let me get my journal out here and I can show you guys what we need to do. So the first page kind of gives the instructions about what you're supposed to be doing. And the idea is that every week you kind of look at what your cabbage is doing and you can observe how your cabbage plants grow over the next, 5 to 7 weeks. So maybe, you know, until school's out or a little bit longer, depending on how long you want to do it. And then what you're gonna do when your cabbage plant starts growing, there's a ruler inside your packet. Now this ruler, do you see that? See all the numbers? These numbers are in centimeters. So I think last fall when you met with me, we talked a little bit about the metric system versus the standard system. And we're gonna be using the metric system to measure how tall your cabbage plants grow. So in the first week, so Kincaid and Kian, what do you think? In week 1, what do you think those cabbage plants are gonna do? Do you think they're gonna look the same or do they think they might look different in a week?
Different.
Different? What do you think they might look like?
Cabbage.
Do you think they might be like baby cabbages? Maybe. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
Draw a picture with it.
Yeah, exactly. So inside this box here, that would be what you would draw for what your cabbage looked like after the first week. So depending on when you plant your cabbages, a week after that, you can draw a picture of what it looks like. And you can even write some things, maybe how you took care of it. So you could say, I watered my plant. I put it in my bedroom window. Or I brought my plant outside during the day. That would work too. And there's a separate page for every single week. And once your cabbage plant actually starts growing, in the back of your book, there's a table where you can record how tall that cabbage is, okay? And that's what you use your little ruler for, is to actually measure. So you can put your ruler down on the top of the soil in your pot, and you can measure how tall your little baby cabbage plant is. And then over here, now I know you guys have learned about bar graphs from Mr. Chinsky and Mrs. Centeno. So over here, that's what we're gonna do. You can make a bar graph. So if we remember, on this axis here, we talked about it. This is your y-axis, and that's the height. So if your cabbage plant was 4 centimeters tall, that's where you're going to color in those boxes for 4 centimeters. And each of these spots here at the bottom are for which week you're observing your plant. So let's say after 1 week, they're still not sprouted, and that's okay if you don't see any cabbage plants after a week. You would leave that blank. But maybe in week 2, it's 2 centimeters tall. You would color in that first box. All right, so that's what you're gonna do. You can do that as long as you want. This activity is just something fun for you to do while you're at home, just so you can think about the garden a little bit. But if you don't have time to do it, or if anything happens, don't worry about it, okay? And if you have any questions, you guys can ask Mrs. Centeno or Mr. Chinsky, and we'll be sure to get you some information. Also look for some videos later on too, because we're going to be doing some more videos once our plants start growing here at home, and we'll let you know how we're doing with our grafts. So thank you so much, boys and girls. I hope you're having a wonderful time, and I'll talk to you soon.